The storm that began with love and betrayal is about to end in blood. Episode 10 of Blood of My Blood isn't just a finale, it's a reckoning. Every promise broken, every secret kept, and every tear shed is about to come full circle. The trailer doesn't just tease what's coming, it screams it. And what it screams is chaos, heartbreak, and defiance. The trailer for episode 10 opens the door to the most intense showdown yet. A storm of emotion, loyalty, and revenge. Brian, now hunted and heartbroken, stands on the edge of destiny. We've seen him lose everything: his honor, his father's respect, and the woman he loves. But this finale shows a different Brian, not the quiet, obedient son or the hopeless romantic. This is a man reborn through pain. His eyes carry the fire of someone who's lost too much to turn back. The glimpse of him preparing to infiltrate the Grant estate is proof that he's ready to risk his life for Ellen. The man who once followed orders now follows his heart, no matter where it leads, even into death. Ellen's world, meanwhile, is falling apart in silence. The trailer's brief flashes tell us more than words ever could. Her eyes, once soft with love, now look empty, resigned. The moment she steps into the wedding hall, wrapped in white and sorrow, we feel the weight of her choice. Her voice trembles when she tells Malcolm, "You can't force love." It's a line that breaks the illusion she's been forced to live in. Malcolm's fury is visible, his hands clenched, his face tight with betrayal. He's not the noble suitor anymore. He's a man obsessed, blinded by control. The way he looks at Ellen isn't love, it's ownership. And in this world, ownership is more dangerous than hate. Then there's Colum, the puppet master behind the chaos. The trailer shows him pacing his chamber, a glass of whiskey trembling in his hand. The news of Brian's escape clearly enrages him. He's a man whose authority depends on fear, and Brian's rebellion threatens everything he stands for. His words, sharp as blades, echo in the trailer. "No one defies me and lives." It's a chilling reminder of how far Colum will go to preserve power. Yet, there's something haunting in his expression, a shadow of guilt that he'll never admit. Perhaps he knows that in trying to control everyone around him, he's already lost his family. Meanwhile, a sense of dread looms over the castle. The air itself feels heavy, as if it knows something tragic is about to unfold. Servants whisper in corridors, rumors spreading like wildfire. Rumors of Brian's return, of Ellen's resistance, of rebellion at the gates. And behind it all, the Jacobite drums beat faintly in the distance, reminding us that personal wars are about to collide with a national one. And what makes the trailer truly gripping, though, isn't just the spectacle, it's the emotion. Every frame feels like a goodbye. We see Brian galloping through the mist, his cloak torn by the wind. We see Ellen staring out of the window, tears glistening as if she already knows what's coming. And in one fleeting shot, their hands almost touch, separated by the blur of a veil. It's that kind of visual poetry that tells us this finale won't just end a story, it will carve a scar. But love isn't the only thread pulling this finale together. Henry and Julia's subplot deepens the tragedy. The prophecy surrounding their child now hangs over them like a curse. The trailer shows Julia cradling her son as Henry urges her to flee. His voice breaks when he says, "They'll come for him, Julia." Her silence in that moment speaks louder than any scream. She knows he's right. The pain in her eyes reflects a mother's worst nightmare, having to choose between her child's safety and survival itself. And yet, hope flickers. A single, brief moment shows Henry looking toward the horizon, his hand on Julia's shoulder. It's as if he's seen something, or someone, that gives him courage. Could this be the connection to the future we've been teased with? The one that hints at their story continuing beyond time? The idea that love, even when broken, somehow survives. As the trailer closes, one line echoes above the roaring storm. "Blood always finds blood." It's more than a tagline. It's the soul of the series. Every character, no matter how far they run, is bound by it. Blood ties, love ties, betrayal. It all leads back to that one haunting truth. This finale isn't promising peace. It's promising fire. A fire that will burn everything fake, everything fragile, and reveal the truth beneath. Whether Brian and Ellen escape or perish together, whether Henry and Julia find freedom or despair, one thing is certain: no one will leave untouched. The battle lines are drawn not just on the fields of Scotland, but in the hearts of those who dared to love in a world that punishes it. And as the drums of war grow louder, one question remains: can love survive destiny, or does it always drown in blood? The trailer doesn't just build tension, it bleeds it. Every frame feels like the calm before a storm that refuses to stay quiet. We see the world of blood of my blood on the brink of collapse, where loyalty is currency and betrayal is survival. And standing right in the center of it all is Brian, carrying nothing but his rage, his love, and his will to defy fate. The moment he rides through the fog, sword clenched tight, there's something unrecognizable in him, a dangerous mix of desperation and purpose. He's no longer the son of a lord. He's a man with nothing left to lose. The teaser gives us fragments, just enough to haunt us. A whisper of Ellen's name in the dark, the sound of a blade being drawn, the faint cry of a wedding bell echoing in the distance. It all feels like a countdown to disaster. Brian's plan is daring, reckless, maybe even doomed, but it's the only way. Dressing a maid in Ellen's gown, creating a distraction, sneaking into the ceremony unnoticed, it sounds impossible. And yet, we've seen Brian rise from worse. The way the trailer cuts between him racing through the forest and Ellen being led to the altar tells us this rescue isn't just about love. It's about redemption. He's not just saving her, he's saving himself from becoming the monster his father created. Inside the grand estate, chaos brews beneath the polished marble floors. Malcolm's men line the hallways, their hands ready on their swords. There's fear in their eyes, the kind that comes when even loyalty feels unsafe. Because everyone knows Brian is coming. His reputation now precedes him, whispered through taverns and barracks, the outlaw who defied two powerful clans for love. For the Grants, it's an act of madness. For the audience, it's the heart of this entire story. Love turned into rebellion, passion turned into war. Ellen, in her bridal gown, stands like a ghost trapped between duty and defiance. The trailer shows her closing her eyes for just a second as the priest begins the ceremony. That second feels eternal, her entire life flashing behind her eyes. The laughter she shared with Brian, the promises they whispered in secret, the heartbreak of walking away, it all comes crashing down in that moment. And then, the sound of hooves. Loud, fast, unstoppable. The doors of the great hall burst open. The camera doesn't show Brian's face, only his shadows stretching across the floor. Long, dark, and determined. It's one of those moments that defines a series. The hero stepping into the lion's den, ready to burn it down. But this isn't just a love story. The rebellion outside grows stronger with every minute. The fallen Jacobite flag that we saw in episode 9 becomes a symbol of what's to come. The trailer hints at soldiers marching across the moors, banners raised, voices chanting in the distance. Scotland is ready to explode, and the Battle of Prestonpans is no longer just history, it's destiny. And while armies prepare to clash, our characters are fighting their own wars behind castle walls. Colum's control begins to crumble. There's a shot of him sitting alone in his chambers, his face half-lit by candlelight. The once unshakable lord now looks haunted, almost hollow. His words echo faintly. Power means nothing when blood turns against you. For the first time, we see cracks in his armor. He's a man consumed by his own schemes, and somewhere deep down, he knows his downfall is near. The trailer shows him receiving word of Brian's infiltration, his fury rising again, but behind that anger lies fear. Because if Brian succeeds, Colum's reign ends. Not just politically, but symbolically. The moment a son defies his father and lives, fear itself loses its power. Meanwhile, Henry and Julia's story moves like a shadow beside the chaos. Their scenes in the trailer are quiet but heavy with emotion. Julia holding her son one last time, whispering something we can't hear, while Henry watches helplessly. It's not loud, it's not violent, but it hurts just the same. The prophecy about their child feels like a curse no one can escape. The way Henry looks at Julia suggests that he's planning something drastic, something that might change the course of their fate forever. And then, a flash. A vision, maybe a dream. Claire's face appears briefly in the trailer, older, wiser, with the same determined fire we know from Outlander. Her voice echoes faintly. Every choice leaves a scar. That one line connects everything, the love stories, the betrayals, the bloodlines. It's the bridge between generations, between past and future, reminding us that what's happening now will shape everything to come. As the music rises, the trailer crescendos into chaos. Screams, clashing swords, the flicker of torches, and then silence. A veil falls to the ground, and the camera pans to Ellen's tear-streaked face. She's free, but at what cost? In the distance, we hear Brian shout her name, not in victory, but in fear. Because freedom in this world always comes with a price, and love always demands one final sacrifice. The last frame shows only one thing: blood dripping on white silk. It's both a warning and a promise. The finale won't end cleanly. It will end like it began, in blood, in love, and in fire. The silence after the chaos is deafening. When the dust settles, the castle that once echoed with laughter and music now reeks of smoke and betrayal. The trailer for Blood of My Blood episode 10 doesn't give away much, but the fragments it shows are enough to make our hearts race. The aftermath of Brian's daring rescue plays like a haunting melody, victory laced with tragedy. We see him holding Ellen's hand as they ride through the forest, the cold wind slashing across their faces. It should be a moment of relief, but something feels wrong. There's too much fear in Ellen's eyes, too much pain in Brian's silence. It's as if both know that escaping the castle doesn't mean escaping fate. Somewhere behind them, torches flicker in the distance. Colum's men are still hunting, refusing to let go. The trailer cuts between shots of the chase. Horses galloping through the mist, steel clashing against steel, and Brian shouting Ellen's name in desperation. Then suddenly a gunshot rings out. The screen fades to black. We don't see who falls, but the silence that follows says enough. This is blood of my blood. After all, nothing ends without sacrifice. The next scene takes us far from the chaos, to a lonely chapel hidden in the highlands. The candlelight trembles as Ellen kneels, her wedding gown torn and stained with mud. Her hands shake as she prays, whispering Brian's name between sobs. It's a moment of raw vulnerability, the kind of emotion that has carried this story from the beginning. She's free, yes, but freedom feels hollow when it comes with loss. The trailer hints that this chapel might be where she and Brian reunite, or where she's forced to face the consequences of what they've done. Meanwhile, the political storm continues to build. The Jacobite cause gains strength as whispers of rebellion spread like wildfire. The trailer briefly flashes banners rising over the Scottish hills, and soldiers pledging allegiance to the new Stuart king. We even glimpse familiar faces. Men who once served Colum now turning against him, their loyalty finally broken. The once powerful clans are beginning to fracture, and the war that's been threatening in the background is finally taking shape. The Battle of Preston Pans looms closer, like a shadow waiting to swallow everything in its path. But amid the growing war, the personal stories hit even harder. Julia's heartbreak becomes the emotional heartbeat of this finale. One brief moment in the trailer shows her standing on a cliff with her child in her arms, watching ships sail away in the distance. The sky is dark, the waves restless, a perfect reflection of her mind. Henry stands behind her, torn between staying or fleeing. His voice trembles when he says, "If we stay, we lose him. If we leave, we lose ourselves." It's the kind of line that lingers, poetic, painful, and true. The prophecy they feared might not be about destruction, but destiny. Maybe their child isn't cursed. Maybe he's meant to change everything. But fate in this world never grants answers easily. Back in the present, Colum faces his downfall. The trailer shows him surrounded by silence, his throne room empty, his wine glass shattered on the floor. The man who ruled through fear is now ruled by regret. His words, barely audible, echo through the hall. I tried to protect them and lost them all. For a brief second, he isn't the villain anymore. He's just a broken father who realizes too late that his control destroyed everything he loved. But redemption is never promised here. And when the sound of approaching footsteps fills the room, Colum looks up, his expression a mix of defiance and dread. The trailer cuts to black before we see who enters. But one thing is certain, Colum's reckoning is near. Then comes the final montage, fast, emotional, unforgettable. Ellen's tears, Brian's bloodied hands, Julia's silent scream, Henry's desperate ride through the night. And over it all, the echo of Claire's voice. Every choice leaves a scar. It's more than narration, it's prophecy. Because every decision these characters make will ripple through generations, shaping the very bloodlines that define the Outlander universe. And finally, that closing shot. A single candle flickers in the dark, then is suddenly blown out. The screen fades to black, and we hear one line. Brian's voice, broken but unyielding. They can take everything from me, but not my blood. It's both an ending and a beginning. A promise that his story and Ellen's are far from over. The finale of Blood of My Blood isn't just an ending to a season, it's the creation of a legend. A tale of forbidden love, shattered power, and the kind of sacrifice that echoes through history. As the credits roll, fans will be left with more questions than answers, but that's exactly how it should be. Because in this world, peace is temporary, love is dangerous, and blood always finds blood. So, as we wait for the full episode, one truth stands above all. No matter who survives, no matter who falls, the finale will remind us why this show holds us captive. It doesn't just tell a story. It makes us feel every heartbeat, every tear, and every drop of blood spilled in the name of love.